What's going on, everyone? This is Tom doing another toy ramble, and today I am taking a look at the much anticipated G.I. Joe classified series, Cobra-La Royal Guard. I remember seeing a quick picture of the prototype for this pop up on my Twitter feed a little over a year ago, and I was super excited, and then it vanished. So I don't know if it got taken down or if the original poster thought better of it, but this was on my radar for a while. I mean, we knew that we knew that they had to do it. We knew that we already had Nemesis Enforcer, we got Pythona, and we've seen the Cobra-La Cobra Commander with Once a Man. So this was kind of one of those things that they've got to do the rest of Cobra-La. You can't just do a couple of one-offs and then leave it be. I am very glad to see that this is a wide release. So this is not a convention exclusive, which was kind of starting to be my fear with the Cobra-La characters. I was really hoping that they wouldn't be limited to being like Hasbro Pulse exclusives or San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. And I really hope that maybe at some point, people who weren't able to get their hands on Nemesis Enforcer or Pythona, hopefully they do some kind of re-release so that everyone can get their hands on this, because Cobra-La is amazing and everyone should own every character from it, even if it's some sort of slightly different colored release, or they don't come with as many accessories or whatever. I really hope that more people are able to get their hands on those Cobra-La figures, because man, have I been looking forward to this. And if I wasn't able to get my hands on Pythona and Nemesis Enforcer, I'd be pretty bummed. But without any further ado, let's get into this walk on the weird side of G.I. Joe. You know, if it was still the 80s, this would probably come with a little voice box that allowed you to push the button and you listen to them scream Cobra-La. These are randomly hitting Target. They're up on Amazon. I believe pre-orders are up. They are coming in and out of stock, so just keep your eyes peeled. And if you really, really want to get your hands on one or two or four of these, you can. Ooh, that's a whole lot of stuff. No twisty ties holding this guy in. And you gotta get that plastic tie minimum. And here we go with the Cobra-La Royal Guard being free of his prison, free to roam around and just kind of look weird. He's very, like at first glance, this head sculpt, very creepy. This is some fine work on this sculpt. It is kind of disturbing. The smile is unsettling. This is not someone that you would probably want to leave alone with to babysit your pets. You don't want him watching your children. You don't want him doing your taxes. None of that. But that is a really good, really disturbing look. I imagine him having some kind of really unsettling, high piercing sound, kind of screechy sounding voice. Very gross. But even in the G.I. Joe movie, that they were kind of screechy, but they were supposed to be kind of bug-like anyway, so that makes a little bit of sense to me. So right off the bat, he looks great. Look at all of the detailing. We've already kind of checked out the face, which is not quite what I was expecting. Interesting, he's got kind of the elf ear going on there. I don't remember offhand if we got to see the faces of the soldiers in the movie. I don't think we did. I think they were all wearing helmets. This is an interesting interpretation. Personally, I'm honestly a little surprised that we didn't go with more of a mutated snake insect crossbreed, something more along the lines of the way Cobra Commander looks in the was once a man kind of look. I thought maybe we get a little bit more of that, but this is impressively disturbing and very well done. There's a lot of really great detailing on here. You can take a look at the detailing on the arms. This is really good. The kind of the bug-like striations here. You've got it's a really good, really weird combination of both insect and crab, like almost crustacean style detailing with the way some of the horns look, and this look of kind of like chitin and scaling. It's really cool. Also, was not expecting him to have a cape. This is cloth. These are soft goods, And looks pretty nice. Looks pretty neat. But I was not really expecting a Cobra-La. I mean, well, he's a royal soldier, so I guess perhaps the cape makes sense because the Crimson Guards from Star Wars also have the big billowy capes. But man, all of the and again, like the kind of the bug-like insectile patterning, the not quite muscle, but also the bug look. It's a really cool, like a combination of bugs, crustacean, like weird kind of bio mech, like the fleshy bits here are very disturbing. Very well done. All of the detailing on this all around really looks good. I am very impressed with the way that they've managed to pull this off and the way that they laid out the colors on this. Gray and red, yeah, granted, this is based on the G.I. Joe movie appearance of them, but even back then, like that, this weird combination of beige, gray, red, kind of almost like a maroon-ish coloring was always really impressive to me. And again, like the detailing on the lower leg, how this looks both like a crustacean shell mixed with bug armor. You've got some of the spurs on the front here. Just really impressive, really well done. Even the back of the foot, it kind of crab-like with all the extra little thorns here. They did a really good job with this. Kudos to the sculptor on this figure, because this is amazing, worth the wait. Even his gun holder. It's funny to me that he comes with a gun. I don't remember if they came with guns in the original cartoon, but even the gun holder, like if you pick this up, I can imagine it feeling weird, like that kind of crab shell kind of texture going on there. Really well done, really good looking. I am happy to be able to find this figure. And again, he is available on, you can look him up now on Walmart, he's on Amazon, Target, I think was one of the first people to start getting him in. I believe there may be other retailers online that you can search through, but those are the big ones that I've noticed. Get your hands on him. Like I said, he's coming in and out of stock at random places as we speak. So the Cobra-La Royal Guard comes with a whole bunch of stuff, which definitely contributes to the kind of higher price point that he came in at. Personally, I think that this should have been a 2-pack and not as many accessories, or sell the accessories separately. And I'm sure that people would have gone in for that, but I get it. Who knows what the marketing was? I don't know what Hasbro's inner workings are. But anyway, he comes with a whole bunch of stuff. We'll start with a pair of new shoulder pauldrons, which look really very neat. He comes with some new forearm wrist guards with more of a blade kind of extension. He comes with a secondary head, which is much less amused by what's going on than the other head. This is after he's heard a terrible joke and he's not impressed. These are what I'm really excited about. These helmets. One has the extra little bit of an extension of a crest there. This is the more standard looking helmet with a little antenna there. Oh, he also has an antenna. He just has more of a crest going on. And they've got their handheld melee weapon, a staff for riot control, a trusty handheld, because I guess you just never know, and of course, the wings. So let's pop the wings on right away, because that's very cool. I like the idea of these guys being a threat both on the ground, but also in the air. What a disturbing thing. They're already disturbing enough, much less the idea of them taking flight. And all of this just brings back, again, I've said it before, yeah, I'll always continue to say that I was not a big G.I. Joe fan in the 80s. Like, I knew of it, and it wasn't until really the movie came out where they introduced Cobra-La that I started to really get into it, because this was such a wild concept. It was so weird, but it was so very 80s, and it made so much sense that this was the kind of thing that G.I. Joe, who's fighting an organization called Cobra, who's using snakes to change jets into part snake jets, like all that weirdness. Cobra-La was a wonderful combination, almost like the epitome of all the weird, all the strangeness that went on in that show. Really cool. Man, look at this. That is great. Look at the detailing on the wings. You've got all like the insectile kind of markings here. You've got I like that they're slightly clear. You can see through them a little bit. And he looks good. Like, you can imagine these being kind of hidden, and then when he needs to go and do something, they pop up from underneath the cloak, and there he goes, off to be disturbing. Just imagine a horde of these coming after you. And again, kudos to Hasbro for releasing these en masse to the regular market, because this is the guy you troop build. This is the one that you want a whole bunch of. There's going to be those toy photographers who get just a swarm of these guys, no pun intended, and you're going to set them up attacking, whether it be like the snowcat, or you have them attacking whatever giant vehicle, and set up some amazing scenes. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's try a couple of these accessories, because there's so many. This is going to be the standard for me. This head is going away. It is very nice. They did a very good job. I don't care about them. I care about this look. This is what I remember from the show. This is why I thought they were really cool, and this is what I want on my shelf. So he will be wearing either this helmet or this helmet. Either one will do. They both look super cool. I'm really glad that they made these. Oh, these look so good. They did such a good job. Oh, I forgot to go over this little detailing. I don't know what this is. This almost looks like a control disc from World War Hulk. I know that Planet Hulk came out before, or it came out after G.I. Joe, but this is an interesting little bit. Like that, almost as if I like the idea of them possibly taking unwilling subjects and then turning them into these Royal Guard characters, and this is how they control them. Let's swap out. Oh, let's give you your new shoulder pauldrons. Also, let's get rid of this cape, because the cape's not bad. I just don't really need it. Kind of like him sans cape. You know what? Even without the shoulder pauldrons, this actually looks really good. Kind of like that. With the more ornate helmet, I think that's a really good look for keeping everything. Once you've got them all decked out with all the extra stuff, I think as a base figure, this is really nice. I like this a lot. It's so creepy looking. And what an easy excuse to just grab a bunch of these. This is why I think that this should have been a 2-pack, because you've got enough parts here to really put together 2 entirely different figures. Let's add the shoulder pauldrons. Oh, that looks so good. So good that I'm destroying my setup, moving the camera. He does not come with extra hands, which is interesting. He does already have two gun hands. He does not come with other stuff, which is fine. I've never felt the need for multiple hands, and some companies get a little carried away with the extra hands. I figure at most maybe you need 4. You got like your closed fist, you've got maybe your open cast a spell hand, and even the gun hands I've never really felt was super necessary. Just for my posing purposes, I've never really needed gun hands, but I can see what the appeal is. But at the end of the day, really feel like 4 is your maximum. And there's him with the extended forearm gauntlets with the extra bio claws. This looks so good. It is very nice to be looking forward to a figure for a very long time, and then to get it in hand and not be disappointed at all. Like, there's nothing that I've stumbled across on this figure that I would change, that I would alter, that I kind of wish that they had done differently. I mean, even some of the minor things, like do we need this? No. Does it take away from the figure? Not at all. It's just something I'm not going to use. But the rest of this, oh, it's so good. This is, now once you get him all decked out in this stuff, I think it makes more sense to have this head as the, be like his fight mode. Maybe this is like his evolved version of this, almost like a Kamen Rider, where this is his evolved fighting form, as opposed to his more normal scaled back look. The wings extended. Oh, it just looks so good. I'm sorry, take a drink every time I say this looks good, because I'd rather don't do that. Don't do that. It's not gonna end well for you. But yeah, that is fantastic. And let's give him his melee weapon. Which honestly, with these things, do you even need this? At that point, you're rocking your forearm weapons. I'm not sure you even need one of these. It's a little bit of a pain to get the fingers to uncurl and wrap around there, but that's not too bad. There he is with that weapon and his staff. And that looks mighty nice. I am so glad that the G.I. Joe team has just been killing it. They've been paying attention to the normal line and been doing a really good job with that. So if you're into the original series, then you've got that lineup of characters going for you. But if you're into the more wacky and weird parts of G.I. Joe, like I am, because this was what stood out to me and this is what got my attention. Holy cow, they do not disappoint. They make me want to buy all of them. So between the Cobra-La stuff and the Dire Tech stuff that has been coming out, because I love the way that Crystal Ball came out, who's a character that I never knew anything about at all, and I don't even really remember him from when the original figure came out. That looks really cool. The Dire Wolf Ghost Vipers are phenomenal, so I will be getting all of that, and the most recently announced Dire Tech Night Creepers. I'm gonna get those, and that's like, this might be where my lane is with G.I. Joe Classified, like this kind of weird stuff. So I've got Nemesis Enforcer, I've got Pythona, and now I'm going to have a bunch of these because they are fantastic. So let's get into his articulation. The Cobra-La Royal Guard has a 2-part neck piece, so he has a pretty decent range of motion. So you've got the ball socket there that gives you the full up and down all around. He's going to move his head back and forth, not a little bit, not a whole lot, but not too bad. You've got the butterfly joint, of course. Now there's a torso. Is it a torso wrap? No, it's just the sculpt of the torso. But maybe this was a wrap that would interfere with the butterfly joint, because it does not have quite as much motion as a normal butterfly joint, just because there's a pretty decent amount of bulk going on here, but it's not too bad. Then of course you've got the shoulder articulation on the full hinge and swivel there. You've got your twist at the upper bicep. I like that it looks like they have wrappings here. It's kind of a strange way to end the bug look here, as if this separation from the bug part of the shoulder and the weird striations here for the flesh don't end properly. Like there's a weird, I don't know, maybe like a messy cutoff, so they just covered him up in these wraps. Very interesting. He has the double elbow. This is not a twist at the forearm. This is just the armor that you can twist around. But he does have the pretty decent range of motion, a hinge joint at the wrist. You get full swivel there. You've got an ab crunch. It leans back more than it does going forward. I don't think there is a rocker hinge on the ball socket that is at the top of this joint, so he can move backwards a little bit. You've got your twist at the waist. And on the back, you have wings. They just plug in. They can move up. They can move up and down. I'm a little surprised that these are not on a ball socket or a hinge joint, so you could, like, it's kind of cool they can go up and down, but I'm surprised that there isn't a hinge joint here so that you can make them go like fully back that way. If you try to do that with them, they're just going to pop out. But it would be kind of cool because that way you could have had them crouching, getting ready in like a lineup, and you could have had their wings back up here at the ready, like a locust swarm. That would have been kind of neat. But that is not what they chose to do. So you have your drop down hips at the waist. You have a cut at the thigh. You have your double knee. Careful breaking these in. I am never as careful as I should be when I'm cracking in the new joints, and sometimes I regret it. I've been fairly lucky though. And of course you've got your hinge and rocker joint at the ankle for a pretty full range of motion there. So because, as I mentioned before, I'm a huge fan of both the Cobra-La as well as the Dire Tech series that Hasbro has been putting out there. So let's compare him with Crystal Ball. And I like that the overall bulk of this character is way more than your standard human-sized character. Like even just one Cobra-La Royal Guard, just physically looks like a pretty decent threat compared to your more normal-sized human character. And then, of course, versus your Wolf Viper Dire Tech amazingness. And I love the two of these together. What a weird combination. That these two things exist in the world of G.I. Joe, a military organization, is wild to me. And I love it. Don't stop doing this. Do more of this. In fact, combine the two, because Dire Tech Cobra-La is also something that I would love to see. Seeing him with the Dire Tech Wolf, or the Ghost Wolf, makes me kind of hope all of the potential possibilities for this figure and for the Cobra-La line. I don't know how many variants you could probably make out of a Nemesis Enforcer or even a Pythona, but the Cobra-La Royal Guard has so much repaint possibility, so many special edition possibilities. You could do something like, I don't know, another Bugman reference. And the inclusion of something like this, even if it's just a Walmart exclusive, as much as we hate Walmart, without them, this wouldn't have existed at all. Even if you did something like an homage to the other one of my favorite toy lines, not so much what Nacelle has been doing, but Sectars. Which may have been why I drifted so much towards the Cobra-La concept, because I loved Sectars, and this was another line of bug people, and G.I. Joe fighting bug people is a great idea. So why not? But the comparison to the two of them, I would buy a Cobra-La figure done up in Dargon colors in a heartbeat. Or even a special edition version of Cobra-La done up in some sort of cool metallic looking color scheme with metallic silver or metallic blue with different colored wings, or something more clear. Oh, give me that in a heartbeat. And because G.I. Joe and He-Man should have crossed over by now, and they've got all the other weirdness on their end, why not Royal Guard versus a crazy Mosquitor from the He-Man classic line? Why not? So, at the end of the day, I highly recommend getting your hands on the G.I. Joe Classified Royal Cobra-La guard. He is fantastic. I love everything about this figure. The detailing on him is amazing. The color combination is really good. It's very faithful to the show. The helmet design is great. The articulation, is your standard for a G.I. Joe classified, and it really works well for this figure. They come with a butt ton of accessories, enough to make multiple different types of figures. Like, you can probably make at least 4 to 5 to 6 different looking, unique styled characters, all armed with something different, using this figure, which is like, if I have to criticize anything, I still maintain that I think that this should have been a 2-pack that came with some extra accessories, and I would have been fine if you even charged a little bit more for it, because I think that the amount of accessories that you get, and it is a troop builder, it's already a little pricey, and I guess maybe they had to make that decision. Do we add all these accessories and bump the price up and only give you 1, or do we strip it down and give you 2 and still charge a little bit more? And I wish that we kind of could have gotten the best of both worlds. But it's great that this figure exists. It's great that he has been handled so well. I'm glad that he is a mass retail release instead of being a convention exclusive, because I was very worried about that being the route that they wanted to take with Cobra-La. So if you have an opportunity, run out to your Target, follow Walmart online. You can go on Amazon. I don't know I believe Big Bad Toy Store also has him for pre-order, or he may be in stock, but get your hands on this figure in some way, shape, or form. Get your hands on, 3 or 4 or more of this figure, because they are wonderful. They look great. They are awesome. So I hope that you have enjoyed this review. If you have, please leave the video a like and subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, tell your buddies, sign up for notifications, because YouTube does not care if you know when I'm posting new stuff. Thank you for watching. I'm curious, do you plan on getting the Royal Guard for Cobra-La? If you do, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? If you already have him, let me know what you think of him, because I love this figure. I think he's great. And until next time, take care, everybody.